It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello and welcome, everybody. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. We're glad to have you with us on 2K Sports. And on tap tonight, it's the Cleveland Cavaliers going up against the Indiana Pacers. For the Pacers, they won their last contest, that game against the Heat. You want to talk about starting the season on a roll? They've played 6 games and won all 6. Flawless basketball they've been playing early on. And you hear Kyrie Irving's name, and you think of a playmaking point guard. But he is as deadly a shooter, Kenny, as anyone in the league from time to time.
I mean, the guy won a three-point contest, so no surprise there. You know, he's averaged, 2 to 3 three-pointer shots made in the last couple of seasons. Now he's quick to get off his shot off the dribble, which is different from most three-point shooters. That's why some people don't really recognize him as a three-point shooter.
And not only that, Kenny, because he's so fast, you got to respect his drive and give him the space. As soon as you do that, yak him.
Thanks for joining us. Let's go courtside to Kevin Harlan.
That's the sound of the net, Ernie. Yak him.
That's what I hear.
Yak him.
That's what I hear when I shoot.
You'll do the knowledge to the master builder.
It's game time in Cleveland as the crowd is filling up the Quicken Loans Arena. The Pacers will play just this one game on the road before returning back to Indiana.
Your coat will catch fire. Dog the stakes to die. I'm no liar. On the court and street beat, cause I got pride.
So Indiana wins the tip. Let's check out Indiana's starting lineup. Arthur out there with Whiteside. Then there's McCollum. Then it's Paul George. And it's Hollis Jefferson in at the shooting guard position. Now, here's George. Coming off a solid outing against Miami. A nice shot by Arthur.
And they get the first bucket of the game on that one.
I tell you what, fellas, I'm anticipating a good one here.
Cavs were poised to make a huge run last year in the playoffs. Swept the Celtics in the first round, but it cost them.
Yeah, and even though they did get that sweep, they lose Kevin Love for the rest of the way, and that put a big hurdle in their quest for the title.
And for the Cleveland Cavaliers, they come in off a good outing against the 76ers.
They needed a few extra minutes to get the W in that game, but they got it just the same.
I like the way they handled themselves in that overtime period, Greg. They had a whole lot left in their game in that extra period.
Just 5 to shoot. Whiteside, good.
Well, Merry Christmas. I mean, that was a freebie.
And it's the Cavaliers with the ball. It's a three-point game. The screen from Thompson. James wide open. Offline with his three. Here's Indiana. They come in fresh off a win against the Heat.
And no doubt in my mind, the overriding factor in that game was their huge edge on the backboard.
Yeah, the level of energy they had, guys, in the win wasn't matched by their opponents. And that rebounding difference, I think, was indicative of that.
A double-team Love. Takes a three. Another miss by James.
That's a look you cannot pass up. It's also one you shouldn't miss.
And about 2 minutes played here in the first quarter. George against James. The pass to Hollis Jefferson. To the wing right side. A three from McCollum. Can't hit. So Cleveland will take it the other way. This game against Indiana, the first time they've met this year.
And although they were the better team last year by overall record, this was a competitive matchup for them.
Guys, they split the season series, and there's always randomness to this game. The unpredictability of it. You win some, you lose some, but they certainly want to impose their talent level tonight.
They set the pick. George dishes to Arthur. McCollum up top, lets it fly. Rebound by Smith.
That's not a sight you see very often. I mean, He has a great feel for that jump shot, especially when he's open.
And he gets it to go.
Great assist that time by Kyrie Irving.
For Indiana, they've gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. Cullen passes to Hollis Jefferson. Now here's McCollum. He's covered by Irving. And the basket by McCollum.
And that's what the pump fake's there for. Get your man off his feet and drive right around him. And how big was last year's trade for J.R. Smith? I mean, sent from the Knicks to the Cavaliers around midseason, Smith began to post some of the better numbers of his career, helping prove that for a tumultuous personality like Smith's, environment is key.
You know, he might be small for a center, but it doesn't really matter because he can jump out of the building.
And here in the first quarter with a little over 3.5 minutes played. And here's McCollum for 3. Kept alive by Indiana.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going in this quarter. Well, that fast break went according to plan.
Yeah, nice job there, Greg. Recognizing the opportunity was there to push it, and then excellent execution.
For J.R. Smith playing alongside LeBron and Kyrie last season, he knew he had a chance for a ring. You know, Clark, he played like it most of the time.
He sure did. I mean, instead of having to create offense, the offense was created for him, served up perfectly for him, and all he had to do was knock down open jumpers, and as a result, his shooting percentages rose after the trade.
Everyone knows about the Paul George injury from last year and how it affected the Pacers. He said almost the entire season, and there was no doubt they missed it.
Yeah, and when George came back, Kevin, the Pacers got hot, but they had to put him on a minutes limit. And it wasn't just George, though. The team as a whole had a lot of injuries during the course of the season.
Lance Thomas, he's checked in for Indiana. Richardson comes in for Hollis Jefferson. The Cavaliers trail by 3. On the wing, Irving. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. It goes on C.J. McCollum.
And, you know, as you said, the Pacers did have problems with injuries. The team roster missed 219 games due to injury. So compare that to the 69 games missed by the Pacers in 2014. Big difference.
And really, guys, the most telling part of the Pacers' injury troubles was this. Had to use 15 different starting lineups over the course of the season. Just hard to stay consistent and competitive when you are always replacing an injured player in the lineup.
Here's Whiteside. Score it. His 3rd straight basket in 3 tries. James with it. 23 points for him the last game against Philadelphia. Now it's ended down to Doris Burke, who was able to talk with head coach Tyronn Lue.
He told me he's very pleased with how his team's play has progressed throughout the season so far, saying we're finding our roles and doing all the small things that separate good teams from average teams. I hope we can keep this going. Guys?
All right, Doris, thanks. Now here's McCollum. Following the miss by J.R. Smith. Thomas, a screen on Thompson. Outside, George, just 5 on the clock. Thomas kicks to Whiteside. Good D by Thompson. The Cavaliers trail by 3. Smith drives in. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
And it's not often that one of your enforcers is also one of your best three-point shooters, but such is the case with J.R. Smith. Everywhere he's gone, he's played both roles, sometimes to the team's benefit, but others to its detriment.
Catching up on the changes for Cleveland. Channing Frye's checked in for Thompson. Jefferson comes in for Kevin Love. Shumpert is checked in for James. And it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Kyrie Irving. And now here's the 2K leaderboard with the list of the NBA's best teams from three-point land a year ago. The Cavaliers 5th.
Their long-range shooting last year was nothing short of spectacular. I mean, they were absolutely unconscious from the three-point line.
Greg, on the topic of Smith, you never know what his personality is going to bring to the game, or Clark, even the moment.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Moment to moment, it's an adventure. When the good JR is rolling, he's knocking down threes, playing solid D, creating havoc for the opponent. Bad JR, is taking and missing wild shots, going to sleep on defense, and causing problems for his own team.
Yeah. The Pacers making a switch here. Larkins checked in. The Pacers have made their only other free throw attempt today in an earlier trip to the line. And the free throw, no good.
And listen, Cleveland were the favorites to win the Central Division last season. High expectations given they finished third in the Central in 2014. But that's just what adding LeBron can do for a team.
Here's Dellavedova. Pass to Fry. Three-pointer. And it's Whiteside with the rebound.
There's some good defense for you. I mean, for somebody who's as good at shooting the three as he is, you need a defender who's equally adept at guarding against it. That was well done.
I like that. They obviously put the right guy on him.
You know, 9 times out of 10, he's going to knock that one down. He'll spray that one on you.
Dellavedova dishes to Smith. Shumpert against Richardson. And it's Smith, top of the key. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Dellavedova. And the Cavaliers lead by 1. Cleveland did win the Central, as you alluded to, won 11 in-division games against what was a very tough division.
No easy opponents in that Central Division last year. 3 teams in the playoffs, and 1 was knocking on the door. The Cavs did what they needed to do to bring home the banner.
And so it's Cleveland with it. Paul George unable to get his shot to go. On the wing, Shumpert. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. And there's a call. It's on Indiana with the foul.
Taking 2 shots.
And Iman Shumpert, more athlete than player when he entered the league. 42-inch max vertical, shoulders carved like Michelangelo. But he had a long way to go in terms of his skill set. And you can see that evolution right before your eyes.
Catching up on the changes now for Indiana. Mahinmi's checked in for Whiteside. Hollis Jefferson comes in for George. And Justin Holiday subbed in for Richardson. Whoops, anticipated the pass. Turnover. Shumpert passes to Jefferson. Here's Dellavedova. They set the pick. Smith outside. Sinks the triple. Smith's got 7.
And he came off that screen, and the D just didn't get over the top of it.
Yep, weren't there in time enough to challenge Greg, and when that's the case, you can mark those up for him.
The basket's coming early and often in the first quarter. Cavaliers on top. They lead by 5. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from Quicken Loans Arena. We caught up with Kyrie Irving earlier, and he talked a little bit about expectations for himself and his teammates. Kyrie reminding us that it's not just the expectations of the fans and the media he and LeBron deal with, but also, and Clark, perhaps the most demanding of all, are the expectations they've got for each other.
Yeah, that's a great point. I mean, 2 guys who expect so much of themselves to start with, who naturally have a vision of how great the other guy should be. I mean, they're constantly trying to manage expectations while still demanding the best from each other. And that's a lot of fun to watch.
Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And from what we've seen from the Cavaliers, what do you guys see?
And we've really seen them get out and establish a real nice rhythm offensively in this game.
Yeah, and they're finding ways to score multiple ways, playing well and sharing the ball, just operating good at the offensive end.
LeBron and Love are the talented pair at the forward position. Matthew Dellavedova is out there with Irving, and it's Thompson in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. That's the 5 for Cleveland right now. Thomas a screen. Irving against Richardson. There's Hollis Jefferson. It's rebounded by Cleveland. James has got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Dellavedova kicks to James. Goes back up. It's rebounded by Indiana.
Usually if he gets to the rim, he's converting it into points. But the defense stood tall there.
Now here's McCollum. Not a lot of room. Oh, he just jams it right over LeBron. Wow.
and he just leaves the D in the dust and explodes to the basket.
You're right. Clark, maybe a momentum changer right there, huh?
It could be, Kevin. I mean, a dunk like that can sometimes get an opponent reeling.
Special thanks to Kia for that sweet Kia Slam Cam replay. Irving attacking from 13 feet. It goes down. Irving's got the lead up to 9 now for Cleveland.
Don't take your eyes off of him because he can make plays from multiple spots on the floor. Put the isolated cam on him.
Now here's McCollum. Tight defense on him. He feeds it to Richardson. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The shot goes in. First of the night. He's 1 for 3 to start the game.
They have repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid dividends.
And with as many points as they've gotten in the paint, you know, they haven't had to do much work on the perimeter.
Cavaliers
timeout called. Cleveland.
You know, the Pacers ended up in 4th place in the Central Division last year, guys, and that's not quite what they were used to after taking the division the previous 2 years and getting to the Eastern Conference Finals in the playoffs.
Some changes for Indiana. Whiteside's checked in for Mahinmi, and it's Arthur in for Lance Thomas. Knocked loose. It's stolen by Arthur. Now here's McCollum, covered by Irving. McCollum kicks to Whiteside. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
Yeah, how about the sharp steal and then run out? It looks like they're ready to put the hammer down.
Well, we've been waiting for one of these teams, Greg, to pull away. Maybe that'll be a springboard for them.
Could be. A dunk like that coming off a great defensive play has to build some momentum.
Looking at last year with the Pacers, with Paul George out, the Pacers knew it would be tough to win the Central again. And they still played decently, though, going 8-8 in divisional games.
And the Pacers played admirably. I mean, the division just got a lot tougher. If the Pacers bounce back, you could easily see 4 of the Central Division members making the playoffs in the near future.
Irving dishes to Love. In the corner, it's James. There's the basket and make it a double-digit lead. And it's a 10-point Cavalier lead.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
And he gets it to go. That's now 8 points for Love. And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for the Cavaliers.
Well, I think the defensive aggressiveness on display here has caught them off guard. Playing airtight defense and coming up with the steal.
And also, they're jumping on a lot of turnovers, making sure they turn them into points at the other end.
George is checked in for Indiana. And so here is Indiana, down by 12. Following this one, they get to host the Pelicans. That game is the first and last of their homestand. Pass to Hollis Jefferson. Can they get it? Here's Arthur. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
And it's strange to think that early last year, all the talk in the media was about the in-house fighting on the Cavs. Goes to show just how much better things are for a team when they're winning.
And both free throws good from Arthur. Well, as rough as the Cavs might have started the season, Clark, they were all at peace near the end. Things turned around certainly after the All-Star break. Had their amazing playoff run, great momentum, and that confidence showed every game they played.
Really did, and I thought the big three found a way to come together nicely and smooth out the rough spots, and James, Irvin, and Love ended up being the highest scoring trio in the league last year.
The first free throw is good. Shumpert is checked in for Cleveland. No good on the second, so he hits 1 of 2. Indiana didn't have a great record on the road last season. Only went, Clark, 15-26 on the year, and it cost them down the stretch.
It really did, Kevin. I mean, the Pacers had a bumpy year with all of the injuries, particularly with George being out for most of the year. His absence was most noted in those tough road games, I think.
And the first one drops.
And for the Pacers, perhaps the biggest loss of the season for them was on the road. Couldn't get it done in Memphis on the final day of the season to try and get into the postseason.
Richardson, he's checked in for C.J. McCollum. Out to the right wing. There's the pick. Here's Hollis Jefferson, guarded by Shumpert, with the runner. And with that shot, the Cleveland lead is cut to just 9 on the basket from Arthur.
Well, here's a little factoid about the Pacers on the road last season, guys. They were much better shooting free throws on the road. The difference between their road and home free throw percentage was the largest positive mark in the league. That's kind of strange.
Hollis Jefferson can't hit.
Now that's terrific defense at the rim. Got right in his path.
And you know they'll be conscious of him next time they take it inside, too. I mean, that's what really good defenders do. They make you think about their presence.
Another miss by Irving.
Boy, from my angle, it looked like it was in the bottom of the net. Looked good from here.
Yeah, I'm about as shocked as you are, Clark.
A different look now for Cleveland. Channing Frye's checked in for Thompson. Jefferson comes in for Kevin Love. And Smith subbed in for James.
Tell you what, Kevin, they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
Clark, that deficit will go away quickly if he does.
And how about how he capped that one out, almost like the 1-2 punch.
Irving can't get it to go.
He's been anything but his usual self this quarter. It's actually been ugly to see.
And George kicks to Whiteside. Shumpert against Richardson. Right side a screen. Nobody near George. They get it back. And another shot. Count that one, and the Cleveland lead has been cut down now to just 5 on the bucket from Whiteside.
Guys, he's actually indefatigable. He never gives in, never gives up on a play, and that's what it takes to be a great offensive rebounder. You've got to be relentless.
They set the pick. And Shumpert kicks to Irving. Shumpert with the screen for Irving. 5 on the clock. No one near Smith as he lets it go. Once again off the mark by Cleveland. Pacers trail by 5. 1:37 left to play in the first half. And it's George finishing it off.
And, you know, that's an example of how many plays we have in a game for which there's no stat. A monster dunk coming off just a terrific pick play.
Greg, you're right. It really did work to perfection. Gave him all the room he needed for the flush.
Boy, that's a sound physical play. I mean, can't be afraid to put a shoulder into somebody every once in a while. It's a contact sport, folks.
Irving. And Whiteside sends it back. They retain possession. Here's Hollis Jefferson. And Irving pulls it down.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Irving.
Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
And here are the Pacers now, stringing it together. They've got an 11-2 run going. On the wing, George, guarded by Shumpert, and Channing Frye gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul.
And you can see he just didn't get squared up with his feet.
Greg, those are always tough to judge, but I think the official got that one right.
The Pacers making a switch here. Mahinmi's checked in for Whiteside. Lance Thomas comes in for Darrell Arthur. Justin Holiday's checked in for Hollis Jefferson, and Shane Larkin subbed in for Richardson. The Cavaliers leading by 3. The drive by Smith. Inside, Thomas with the steal. 6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. The 3 from George. Got it. And he's now 3 for 5 from the field. Cleveland's gone 1 of 4 from three-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. The kick out to Irving. Hits the target from 18 feet. Irving's got 10 points in the game. 6 seconds left in the first half of the game. Here's George. No good, trying to beat the buzzer. And we're through the first half of basketball here, and what's been a good one. Cavaliers lead by 2. And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
gentlemen, I'm over here with Tristan Thompson. And after that first half, Tristan, what's the plan going to be for this second half?
Well, it's simple. It's going to be a dogfight. You know, they got big guys, true bigs, and we got to come out, play hard, and not let up.
You have to have plenty of bark in a dogfight, Tristan. Thank you. Guys?
Okay, Doris, much appreciated. And now for halftime. So we'll be back in just a bit to get the third quarter underway.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody, to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. Hope you've been enjoying the excitement so far. Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal. The first quarter for the Cavaliers was fairly even. At the end of one, they were able to end up with a 5-point lead. The second quarter saw them lose just a fraction of the lead they held at the end of the first, as they're now ahead by 2 points at the half. Kenny, your thoughts? How are the Cavaliers playing?
Well, they called the right plays, and then they executed. Great job in the first half. That's why they were so efficient, and they shot so accurate.
All right, and that'll do it for us here. We now take you back to the...
We have a close ball game on our hands as we get set for the second half of basketball. Hassan Whiteside really making a difference here.
Yeah, the rebounding, particularly on the offensive side, as good as it gets. He was bringing the effort down low.
And I tell you what, that allowed him to get his team several multiple shot opportunities. His work on the offensive glass has been invaluable.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for the second half of basketball. On the court for Indiana, Mahinmi is out there with Thomas. Then it's Paul George. Then there's Shane Larkin. And it's Holiday in at the 2 guard. Thomas a screen. Out of bounds. Cleveland will take possession. 2 summers ago, all anyone could talk about was LeBron James and the return to Cleveland.
I mean, you couldn't write that stuff, Kevin. I mean, it was unbelievable, the storyline. I mean, after all the acrimony between LeBron and the ownership as well as the fans, but you know what? He said it best. He truly is back where he belongs.
He's home.
Yes.
He's home. The Pacers making a switch here. Whiteside's checked in for Mahinmi. Arthur comes in for Thomas. Hollis Jefferson's checked in for Justin Holiday. And it's C.J. McCollum in for Larkin. Here's George. The shot misses. Good D by LeBron.
And, you know, for LeBron, he knew he had his work cut out for him in Cleveland. A younger team, unseasoned in the playoffs. They had to remake the roster a bit and gain that experience.
And a wide open look for Irving. That ball's great assist by Love. Love's got 3 assists now in this one. Pacers trail by 7. Just over a minute and a half have passed here in the third quarter. Lets it fly from 18. Uses the glass to drop it in. And that's now 10 points here for George.
And LeBron and the Cavs, I think they'll have a chance to bring that long-awaited championship to the city of Cleveland. But LeBron's return was bigger than basketball. He said it was about hope and inspiring his home state, and no doubt that was accomplished in his first year.
Timeout called the Cavaliers.
Hey, guys, C.J. McCollum is a scoring-minded combo guard out of Lehigh. Was taken with the 10th pick back in 2013 and still looking to make a big impact in the NBA.
All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Thank you, Kevin. I got a chance to hear what the Cavaliers head coach was saying to his team. The focus of the discussion was getting their offense to run through Love. Coach reminded them that he is supposed to be the key factor tonight, and he still wants to see that happen. Perhaps the rest of the second half will look different after those adjustments, Kevin.
Thank you, Doris. Pacers trail by 5. Well, McCollum has struggled with injury. He's broken a bone in each of the last 3 seasons dating back to college at Lehigh.
Yeah, and if he can stay healthy, I think he's got a bright future. He had a broken finger last season, and he broke his foot twice in the seasons prior, Kevin, just to embellish the injury situation. But he's got some ability.
In the corner, Smith with it. Shot clock at 6. And the shot is good. Thompson's got 6.
That's 3 of 4 here to start the half.
Now here's McCollum. He's covered by Irving. From about 16, Thompson with the rebound. Thompson's got 3 rebounds now in this one.
And that's the battle they haven't been winning today. Their work on the glass has been porous, and that's got to change.
Yeah, no question about it. I mean, as they're looking to battle back, that's one of the key elements. You got to rebound.
Cavaliers making a switch here. Dellavedova's checked in, and George kicks to Arthur. To the wing on the left. Near the three-point line, it's McCollum. The shot's good on the assist by George. And that's now 6 points for C.J. McCollum. Inside, here's Smith. And it's Whiteside with the rebound. Whiteside's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Richardson for 3, and again, it's the Pacers from deep.
There is no way a player like him can be left wide open like that. Did you pay attention to the scouting report?
The drive by LeBron. Solid play on the low block, and that one's good. LeBron's got 5 points now in the quarter.
How about the hands on display there around the basket? I mean, he does not let those opportunities slip away, and that allows the lead to grow.
Outside, George. Here's Arthur. And he gets it to go. Arthur's got 9.
There's PG creating for a teammate. Terrific dime drop.
Cleveland leading by 4. Love the pass to Thompson. And it's blocked by Whiteside. George against LeBron. Outside for George. Back to Whiteside. Goes up on the wing. That misses off the backboard.
And you know what? He's just not on his game. No doubt about it. Their deficit isn't totally on him, but he has not been an asset for his team.
Dellavedova kicks to Love. Here's Richardson. It's rebounded by Cleveland. Thompson's got 4 rebounds now tonight.
You know, for the Pacers last season, with Paul George being out for most of the season, they knew it would be a struggle. They would go into lengthy dry spells that made it hard for them to keep pace in the East, in part because they missed Paul George's all-around brilliance and his offense.
Pacers trail by 7. Outside, George. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there. That's on LeBron James.
You know, if you're looking to build a small forward and there wasn't a LeBron James template, you might go with PG, Paul George. Height, length, athleticism, that combination off the charts with him. And he's got a nice unflappable demeanor, too.
Looking at who's out there now for the Cavaliers. Channing Frye's checked in for Thompson. Jefferson comes in for Kevin Love. And it's Amon Shumpert in for Smith. Time called here. Indiana decides to talk it over. Yeah, talking about Paul George, a big part of his dominance, his attitude. He doesn't yell or pump his fist. He's really the quiet assassin.
Yeah, once he maxes out in the weight room, which he will, now that he's in his mid-20s, I think he's going to be an Adonis. I mean, exactly the kind of physique you're looking for in a prototype at the small forward.
Catching up on the changes now for Indiana. Mahinmi's checked in for Whiteside. Hollis Jefferson comes in for Darrell Arthur. And it's Larkin in for McCollum. George against LeBron. And George, here we go. Well, when you think of the great playmakers in league history, John Stockton per game averaged double-digit dimes. Think of this. For his career, 15,806 career assists. A record you knew right off would stand for a very long time.
And, guys, you know, you look up point guard in the dictionary, and there's a nice little picture of John Stockton there. I mean, he is an unreal distributor. Controlled the game like no one ever has before or since. It's no coincidence that Utah never missed the playoffs in any of the 19 seasons that John Stockton was at the helm.
Kicks it out to James. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
Boy, that's a warm-up jumper there. I mean, when you're a pro, you can't make excuses for missing that one.
Out of bounds. Cleveland will take possession.
And now a a look at LeBron James here. He's coming off an excellent season. Last season, he chipped in about 25 per, 7 assists and 6 rebounds. And impressive numbers, no doubt. It's the kind of run we've come to expect from him.
Synergy. All elements working together. The game is coming easy to him right now.
Lance Thomas, he's checked in for Paul George. 1:49 left to play here in the third. Larkin dishes to Mahinmi. And it's thrown down hard with both hands.
And guys, this game won't be close for long if they keep giving up dunks like that.
No, it won't, Jay. You're right. A glaring error defensively and letting him get all the way to the basket that time.
But it's only 2 points. I mean, it was flashy, no doubt, but still, it only counts for 2. 2 is all.
Jefferson, that's good.
They haven't been as aggressive from outside as they were in the first half. They're playing smart with the lead. I like that. They're being very selective and deliberate in their offense. That's a good strategy when you're on top.
Here's Larkin. In the corner, it's Richardson. Out to the right wing. Here's Mahinmi. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. Cavaliers making a switch here. Irving's checked in. The Pacers also with a sub. C.J. McCollum, he's checked in for Shane Larkin. Irving kicks to Fry. Shot is off, and it's the Pacers taking it the other way. Here's Hollis Jefferson. James covering. Feeds to McCollum. His three-pointers off the mark. The Cavaliers leading by 4. Here's Irving. And the shot falls short this time. 3-second difference between shot clock and game. And the Pacers call time here. Kyrie Irving really making a difference here.
He just continues to light them up. They're going to have to find a way to make him work harder for his points.
The Pacers making a switch here. Holiday's checked in. There's 21 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Now McCollum. He's got 6. And yes, sir, that one drops. McCollum's got 8 points.
Well, there's not a whole lot you can do about that move. That's just good offense. They were all over him, and he still managed to drain.
Shumpert, and the rejection by Mahinmi. From deep. Got it off in time, but it's no good. 3 quarters of play in a close game here. Cleveland ahead, up by 2. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from Quicken Loans Arena. And we're set to start the action up here in the fourth quarter. And if it's anything like the first 3, we should be in for a treat. Indiana trailing here. J.R. Smith and LeBron at the 2 and 3. Kevin Love out there with Tristan Thompson. And it's Irving in at the 1 spot. That's the 5 for Cleveland right now. Passes to Hollis Jefferson. Thomas a screen. Down to 5 on the shot clock. McCollum no good.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
Irving kicks to James. It's Thompson off the drive, and the foul called on Hassan Whiteside. Indiana on D. A 2-point game, and Whiteside sends it back. Smith for 3. They grab their own miss, and it's Thompson with the jam.
What a gutty play. I mean, muscles his way to the rebound and then just pounds it home for the putback.
Well said, G.A. The battle on the boards, Clark, could go a long way toward deciding this game.
You know, and if that play is any indication, that's a battle they're willing to put every ounce of their energy into winning.
I mean, you never expect to get opportunities that easy coming down the stretch of a tight game.
And, guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for the Cavaliers?
They keep piling up the assists, and they haven't cooled off at all.
They've been firing on all cylinders in the transition game, too. I mean, they've really run the break well.
Smith kicks to Love. Fades and shoots. And the rebound goes to the Pacers. Hollis Jefferson's got 6 rebounds in the game. Now here's McCollum. He's covered by Irving. And the foul called on Hassan Whiteside. That's foul number 2 for him.
He went a decent amount of time before his first turnover there. It's really been a good, safe stretch of basketball from him to this point.
The Cavaliers have gone 1 of 4 since the end of the third quarter. Smith kicks to Irving. A little over a minute and a half of the fourth quarter gone here. Smith with the basket on the assist by Irving. Irving's got 3 assists now in this one.
First 3 of the half, second of the game. Can he heat up?
McCollum passes to Richardson. He dishes it to Whiteside. Richardson kicks to Whiteside. 5 to shoot. Now here's McCollum. He's guarded closer. Good. Cleveland leading by 3. Love wide open. He fires. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. 13 points for Kevin Love.
He's played an important role in their offense today, guys. Without him, they may not be in the lead.
It's rebounded by Cleveland. They've held a 12-point lead earlier. Looking ahead, they've got the Jazz coming into town for the next game. And that game closes out the 4-game homestand for them. Here's Richardson. The rebound by Kevin Love. Love's got his 5th rebound in this one. Smith kicks to Irving. Trying to find Thompson. He gets it to him. And he finishes it off with a one-handed jam.
Maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that.
And we know he's capable of those memorable dunks.
Yeah, and when he's got a lead like that, why not take a few chances? A lot more engaging and entertaining than just doing the old ho-hum one-hander.
And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
During that break, Coach Nate McMillan had some words for his team. He told the squad, now is the time when we turn it on and leave them in the rear view mirror. It won't be easy, but guys, I know we can put them away. Let's see if they can deliver, Kevin.
And thanks for that story, Doris. And that's out of bounds. Indiana will retain possession. Here's McCollum. Off the inbound pass. Kept alive. Whiteside dishes to George. He kicks to Arthur. Second chance shot. Not as good, and the Cavaliers lead cut to just 5 on the basket from George.
I like it. I like it. He broke out the fancy finish there.
Outside Irving. Thompson sets the pick for Irving. Shot off the screen. Shot is off. Good work defensively by Whiteside. George passes to Arthur. Some nice passing here by Indiana. LeBron against George. A 3 from McCollum. Thompson with the rebound. Thompson's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Unloads from 13. It's rebounded by Indiana. Hollis Jefferson's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Here's George. Good D by Love. The Cavaliers leading by 5. Smith kicks to James. All sorts of time. Connects. The jumper drops.
And you can just see he's a different player since coming back from halftime.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time getting the lid off the basket so far.
And George, here we go.
Major League big boy throwdown right there.
And he keeps a tight grip on that rim after the finish.
Yeah, and maybe that'll give them a little bit of that swagger that they seem to have lost.
It's a pick by Love. Now here's Irving. Love outside. Just 4 to shoot. Here's Smith, and Whiteside sends it back. George against James. Now the feed to Whiteside. The shot's good on the assist by George. George has got 6 assists now in the game.
I think they need to get much more disruptive defensively. They can't just keep allowing these easy baskets.
That's got to be job number 1 right now. Nothing easy on the inside.
He always knows where his teammate's going to be, and Kevin, that will let him put the ball where he wants it, right waiting for him. They haven't done as much inside as they did in the first half. They've got to get back to their game plan, which is to work the ball inside and then force the defense to react and play from there. Been a very solid outing for George. 19 points and 6 assists. The motor on this guy is amazing. Completely revved up. He's been everywhere today.
And it's hard to say which has influenced the game more, really, his offense or his D. I mean, take your pick.
He's done a much better job of getting to the line here. Aggressively taking it inside and not shying away from contact. I thought he was settling a bit in the first.
And bullseye with that assist. Nice delivery there in traffic.
Pacers trail by 4. Lets it go from the wing. McCollum dishes to George. 14 feet away, and it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. So the first one drops, and that narrows the lead down to just 3. And both free throws good for Paul George.
He is absolutely the guy you want at the line in that situation. It just shows you how much he loves these moments. Yeah, maybe a change of the game plan right now, looking at some different sets because of the matchup.
Yeah, I agree with you because they're looking to tweak things to maybe get those matchups working in their favor.
Timeout called the Cavaliers. They lead by 2. 1:52 left in the fourth quarter. Richardson, he's checked in for Indiana. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Thompson.
Got sloppy in a close game. You have to take advantage of every opportunity.
.152 left to play here in the fourth. And here's McCollum. From deep, George, good on the shot. George has got 17 now, just in the second half.
He's finding all kinds of ways to get it done. What a quarter he's having.
And the Cavaliers call time here. They trail by 1. 1:42 left in the fourth quarter. Here's Irving. The shot by Smith. And it's Whiteside with the rebound. There's 1:34 left in the fourth. McCollum passes to George. Shot clock at 5. The pass to Hollis Jefferson. From deep three-point range. It's rebounded by Cleveland. Love's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Dishes it to Irving. Back to Love. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
You know, Love is playing well. 8 rebounds, and from long range, he's hit 1 3-pointer.
And when it's all said and done, I got a sneaky suspicion he's going to have a few more.
And so making both free throws, that'll give them the lead here.
And how about the composure there at the line? A ton of pressure on those free throws, and he knocks them both down.
Timeout called the Pacers. They're losing by 1. 1:03 left in the game. 1:03 left to play here in the fourth. There's a good screen. And George, here we go. George double team.
Shot after shot, one after the other. PG, Paul George, making it happen.
The Cavaliers have gone through the fourth quarter shooting 50%, 7 of 14. Now here's Irving. He's guarded by McCollum. Irving kicks to Love. It's a pick by Love. 6 to shoot. Good work defensively by Whiteside. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. George against James. Outside, George. Right side a screen, and that's out of bounds. Indiana will retain possession. And George kicks to Whiteside. Money!
That was massive.
You know it. He's stepping right into the spotlight there.
And the Cavaliers call time here. They're down by 3. 12 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, your thoughts?
And there's still time left, so they don't necessarily have to go for the 3. A quick, easy bucket inside will do.
Well, I think the clock's a little short here for that. I mean, I'm not quite sold on the quick 2. I think they've got to look for a quality 3 to try to tie this thing up based on where the clock is right now.
12 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And now we've got the intentional foul.
Honestly, just doing what they have to in order to get the basketball back.
That's a good foul, though. I like that. I mean, clock management crucial at this time of the game.
And he misses the first one. Boy, he wanted that one to fall. And he ends up making the second, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. 7 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Irving kicks to James for 3. Money! And what a sensational bucket to bring them within 1.
And after his last game, really not surprised to see him as hot as he is here tonight. You have to foul, but I'm sure they would have liked to foul someone different.
Yeah, but Greg, they didn't really have another option. I mean, I thought they did a nice job getting it in his hands and making sure he was the guy who'd go to the line.
He hits the first one, and that will put them up by 2. And so both free throws are good, and it's a 3-point game.
Big-time free throws there. That could be the difference. It forces them now into a 3-point attempt.
So a close game sees Indiana take this one. This win, such a tremendous emotional boost for them.
Really an accomplishment and crazy finish to take a road game like this and simply deflate an entire building.
And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Paul, how does a win like this impact the team's attitude going forward?
It gives us confidence. It's always good to get a win, but it definitely gives us confidence and keep us wanting to work even harder because this one almost slipped away from us.
Paul, congratulations, guys. A hard-working team is a dangerous team.
Doris, thank you as always. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. And this broadcast has not ended just yet, as we've got the award-winning Ernie Johnson standing by here for the postgame show.
the 2K Sports post-game show.
Thank you, Kevin. And now we get a chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Hassan Whiteside. He led the way tonight with a double-double and was a major reason why they won tonight. His effort and intensity gave them the boost they needed.
When you talk about Whiteside, you're talking about a guy capable of putting up 20 every single night. We've seen him do that more than a few times, and he's going to keep doing it. His rebounding is fantastic. He's always around the ball. And his timing is outstanding. This guy has great shot blocking instincts.
He was dead on from the field tonight, guys. I'd call his performance economical because there was no wasted opportunity. He took advantage of every good look he got. I mean, everything he put up was going in.
And folks, that'll wrap